What's up, guys? Chris here from Signs of Life. Good morning. It's morning time here in the Bay Area, and today is Pedalboard Rewire Day. I have a goal in mind that I would like to move this pedalboard from here over to here. I feel like in this corner, we can actually play on it a lot more because the camera's gonna be on it for live streams. It's much more efficient over there, the whole bit. When I'm over here, I kind of feel like I have to move all my equipment to work on the pedalboard. So what I need to do is I need to get underneath, do some cable management, and rewire the whole board. Now, while I'm doing this, I'd kind of like to do a vlog and tell you guys how the pedalboard came to be, where I got each pedal. I mean, this is a lot of gear right here, and it had very humble beginnings, which we're gonna get into. So today, we're just gonna kind of do the grunt work, so to say, and rewire it from the ground up. I'm gonna take all the pedals off and completely tighten up the whole board, and then finally, once we're done, we're gonna move it over to the other side. Now, there's a very important piece. There's actually two important pieces that aren't here yet, but I figure if we do all the prep work now, we're gonna be able to, as you can see, there's a blank spot on the pedalboard right here. That's the most important piece. Also, some more power's coming to power the whole thing. So if we get it all done before that actually happens, we'll be much more prepared when that final piece comes tomorrow. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get started. We're gonna rewire the entire pedalboard. Let's do this. Alright, so before we put the pedals on the pedalboard, let's talk about the pedalboard itself. This pedalboard was made by a friend of mine. Oh, lift this thing up. This thing is a tank. It is a tank. It was made by my friend Michael, who is a friend of mine who saw that I needed a place to put my pedals. So he literally said, I can make you one of those. And so we sort of like planned this thing out. We built it off of Pedal Train Pro, and it's badass. So it's the perfect size. And it just said, I need to tighten up the Velcro a little bit. I've got some hot glue warmed up, so I'm gonna tighten up the Velcro. And then on the underside, you can see that there's spots for like power supplies. There's some Velcro down here. So I've got that one Ojai on order, and that's coming tomorrow, hopefully. So it's gonna be powered by 3 Ojais and 1 Voodoo Lab. So it's got plenty of power. And I'm just looking forward to having everything all nice and tidied up, and that's the whole reason why that we're doing this, is so we can really have the pedalboard be like a showpiece. It's not like I want this channel to become like, a good ambient guitar channel. I mean, we're gonna get into that, but ambient guitar for me is like, it's really just a hobby. So it's like my ultimate goal is to run synthesizers through this pedalboard, and I've got a reamper now, so like that's the whole goal, and we're gonna do that. So we're gonna run the Hydrosynth through it, and it's really exciting time. So I'm super excited about it. So anyway, gonna get some hot glue on here, and then we're gonna start placing some pedals. is in. That's 2 highs, which are all 500 milliamps, 9 volt. And then this guy right here, which as you can see is all both 9 and 12, but you can just run 4 9 volts. So one more high right there will be 15, and then 4 more, so 19. We're all powered up for the possibility of 19 pedals. Do I have 19 pedals? No. But I will have 16 by the end of this, so we'll have room to grow, but the power situation is taken care of. I just gotta sort of find a creative way to keep these together, and then we'll flip over the board and start placing some pedals. So I want to talk about the history of this board. How did this whole thing get started? I think I started collecting pedals in the year 2018, so 4.5 years ago, and it started with a very simple conversation I was having with a very generous friend of mine, another very generous friend of mine, and we're talking about why I don't use guitar in my ambient music, because I am a guitar player, so why wouldn't you do that? And I told him, I said, it's just always been a personal goal of mine to incorporate guitar pedals and into my ambient, right? And he's like, oh yeah, well what do you need to get that started? I'm like, well, you need a really good reverb pedal. That's the first thing. And he's like, oh yeah? The next week he comes back and he brings me this. And I was just I literally blown away, oh, okay, so you're gonna get me one of the best reverb pedals ever made. Oh, I see how it is. So anyway, it started with this, which is an incredible pedal. It's got a cabinet filter on the back. It's in stereo. It's got reverse reverb, which is something that is kind of rare on reverbs these days. And it does that and a whole lot more. It's a classic. Anyway, so this was the first pedal, and of course it gets the honorary last spot on the board. I have another reverb, that's sort of a different style reverb, that it has a different character to it, but I put that reverb at the beginning of my chain, so I do the sort of Andy Offling thing where it's you have a reverb at the end and the reverb at the beginning. This is my beginning reverb, so this is the Mercury 7 from Maris. You guys see this in the videos. So, and this is a great reverb to have at the beginning because it has a swell function, and I really like it. So Big Sky last, and yeah, that's how I got started. It just started really simply, and then the board sort of just grew from that. It was oh, I need a delay, so I got an El Cap, and then I needed, a filter, or I needed a microcosm, or actually it wasn't the microcosm, it was Infinite Jets first. It was an Infinite Jets, then it was a filter for the Infinite Jets, and then it was the Polymoon and the Enzo. So they just sort of organically grew, pedal after pedal. I'm sure that's the way modular rigs grow too. So so this is sort of a modular rig in itself, but it's a pedal board, and like I said, I'm not going to become an ambient guitarist or something. It's just a really fun hobby, I think. And what I am going to, now that we're going to start reamping my signal through this pedal board, I'm going to incorporate it into my music a lot more. So I'm going to wire this thing up, and then we're going to place the board down before the big grand reveal when all the pieces finally come together. Alright, pedals have been placed, and the pedal board is now in its final location, but they're not wired up yet. But that is solid. That's not going anywhere. Like, I could move this, like that's solid. That's not, yeah. All right. So, yeah, as you can see, you know, it's a little different than how I thought it would turn out, but gosh, it looks good. Like if you look at it from here, like, I mean, you remove all those wires, I'm gonna get that printer out of there. But yeah, this is where we'll call it the mystery pedal is gonna go. But that's the spot. And then, everything's looking good. Like we got this is the other new one. This is like a, ABY pedal from Old Blood Noise. So yeah, the pedal board's in place, got the lights around it. It's looking good. I'm just going to now take it back down and then wire it up, and we'll clean up underneath it, and then we're pretty much done until we get more power and the final piece of the puzzle. So to be continued. You know, the main point I wanted to get across in this video was like, even if you don't have this many pedals, like if you just have like one or two, that can be enough to get you started, right? That's enough to sort of like get the ball rolling and start experimenting. So hopefully this video was inspiring to you guys and you took away something that you guys can take with you, because I started really small and it just kind of grew naturally over time, and I'm looking forward and I'm super excited to start incorporating what I'm doing over here into what I do professionally. So you got that to look forward to, and that about does it for this edition of the vlog. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm about to go live here on Patreon, so thank you for all your support over there. And yeah, I look forward to doing more vlogs like this in the future, all right? So take good care, you guys, and we'll see you in the next one.